Hey there and welcome to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to draw the Red Ranger from the Power Rangers movie. So we're going to start with the top edge of the visor. So we're going to start on the left side of the head. We're going to curve down towards the middle. So starting on the side of the head, we'll curve down and then in towards the middle. We're going to go up to the right side. So from here, we'll curve up and out towards the right side. Now from here, I want to connect these two ends with a curve coming down the bottom of the visor, down to about here, and then back up on the right side. So we start on the left. We'll curve down, just carefully coming down towards the middle, sort of flattening out, and then we're going to work our way up towards the right side. Curving up to there. From here I'm going to step down and draw in the mouth. So we're just going to draw a curve from left to right, going across. Now just below the mouth, we're just going to draw a little curve going in the opposite direction for the lower lip. Now that we have the mouth in place, we can draw in the bottom of the head. So we're going to draw the chin down to here. So starting just on the left side, just below the visor, we'll curve down and in towards the middle, to right about there. We'll curve this back up on the right side, tucking this underneath the visor. Between the visor and the mouth, we're going to draw a curve. From the left side, we're just going to go right in between and then down on the right side. Starting here, go across, and then down on the right side. Let's add a little chin strap here. So below the lip, we'll draw a straight line across. Now we take these 2 points and just angle them down and out. Now we're going to angle up towards the jaw, so going up with a straight line. Do the same thing on the left, going up. Now we're going to just angle up even further and go underneath the mask on both sides. Let's draw on the top of the helmet. So on these 2 points of the visor, we're just going to go straight up with a short line. From here we're just going to scoop inwards and up. So from the left side we'll come in and then just curve it back up. On the right we'll do the same, so curving in and then up. We're going to connect these 2 points with a curve along the top of the head, but we're going to leave a little gap at the top. Starting on the left side, we're going to curve across and in. On the right, we'll do the same thing. So leaving a space, lining up the top, we'll curve down towards the right side. Let's take these 2 points and do a hard turn in towards the middle. So on the left side, we're going to do a hard turn curving down, and then we'll go back up on the right side. We're going to connect these 2 points with a curve along the top. So just going up in the middle, and then down on the right side. From these 2 corners, we're going to curve in again, just following the same line as the top of the visor, in towards the middle. Starting on the left, we'll curve in and then down. Now we're going to curve up towards the right side. So curving up to the right corner. Now we're going to connect those 2 points with a straight line coming down the middle. Let's add a little bit of detail. So on this corner here, we're just going to curve down and in. Then we're going to curve up in the opposite direction, going to the bottom edge of the mask there, and then we're going to split this in half. From the point, we're going to go across with a diagonal line. Let's do the same thing on the right. So from here, we'll curve down and in. We're going to curve in the opposite direction to the side of the visor, and then from this point, we're just going to angle up and out. Let's add the eyes of the helmet. So up here on the left side, we're going to curve down. We're going to curve in the opposite direction, curving up. Now we're going to leave a little overlap on the end. So we're going to step down from the left side and curve it around towards the bottom. Let's do the same thing on the right. So starting up here, we'll curve down and in. Then we'll curve in the opposite direction, going up, and then just layering a curve in behind. Up in this space, we're just going to draw another curve like this at the top. So just stepping over towards the left, right here, we're just going to curve down towards the middle, and we'll curve back up on the right side. Up here, we're just going to add a little bit more detail. So up here, we're going to curve in, and we're going to taper it back out to the side of the helmet, going out. Let's do the same on the right. So starting up at the top, we'll curve in, and then we'll hook this back to the side of the helmet there. Now that we have the head in place, let's go into the body. So starting on either side of the chin, we're going to curve down towards the waist, down here. So on the left side, we'll curve out and down. On the right, we'll curve out and then down. Let's connect those 2 points in the waist with a curve coming down the middle and then back up on the right side. For the detail in the body, let's start with the center point here. We're going to draw a little point just underneath the chin. We're going to angle out and down on the left and go out and down on the right. Now we're going to come down a little bit further, down towards a center point. Coming down to here and then back up on the right. From the shoulders, we're just going to curve in towards this little diamond shape, but we're not going to go all the way through. We're going to just leave a little gap. So curving down. Now we're going to surround this all the way around to the bottom. So going out on either side. Now we're going to come down the bottom to a center point and go back up on the right side. And then from the hips, we're just going to connect those 2 points with a curve going to the bottom of that point and then to the right side. Starting on the left, curve up, and then we'll curve this down towards the right side. Down in the belly here, we're just going to draw a circle. And then we'll draw a smaller circle on the inside. And then from the bottom of this point, we're just going to draw a straight line in behind that circle. So coming down, and then right behind it underneath. Let's add a little curve on the side here. So from this point, we're going to curve down and across the body. On the right, we'll do the same thing. So curving down and across. And then on the side of the body here, I just want to draw a curve coming down beside the circle in behind this area here. So starting on the side, curve down and in, and then come down towards the lower waistline. Go to the right and do the same thing. So curving down and then continuing on below it. In this area here, we're just going to add 2 stripes. So starting up here, we're going to curve down to the bottom point, and we're going to draw that twice. One just below it. We'll do the same on the right. So curving out, and then we'll do one right below that. Let's work in the arm. So I'm going to start on the left side first. So just down, about halfway down the body, right here, we're going to draw the curve for the inside of the arm. And then we're going to round out the thumb with a half circle. We're going to just draw a little bracket at the thumb. Now going back up here, he's got some big shoulder pads. So we're going to start just on the side here. And we're going to curve down and in towards the inside of the arm. Let's go back down and finish off the fingers. So at the bottom of the thumb, we're going to curve around the bracket and then back up. Go to the side of that finger, and we'll do an overlapping finger behind it. Now for the third finger, we're going to go in behind the shoulder pad. So right beside this curve, we're going to go around and then just pull this into the side of that curve. On the wrist line, we're just going to separate it. So from the outside, we'll curve in towards the inner wrist. And we'll draw a little pad on the side here. So right here at the top of the wrist, we'll curve down. And we're going to curve across, just above the knuckles. On the forearm here, I'm just going to add some stripes. So on the side, on the outside of the arm, we're going to curve down. And then just below it, we'll follow that same curve all the way down towards the wrist. Now halfway down this curve right here, we're going to curve up and in behind the body. In this space, we just want to trim it out. So we're going to start at the bottom, curve along that side, and then up along the top. And then up here at this point, we're just going to curve this up underneath the helmet. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So we're going to start with the inner part of the arm. So right here, we're going to curve down. We're going to round out the thumb, and then just draw a little bracket at the end. Now going back up to the shoulders, right up here, we're going to curve around and then in towards the inside of the arm. So starting up here, curve out, and we'll pull that in towards the inside of the arm. Now going back down towards the fingers, at the bottom of the thumb, we're going to swirl around the bracket. Go to the side of that finger, and just draw another finger curving up. Now for the third finger, we're going to go up and underneath the shoulder pad. So going up all the way underneath the shoulder. Let's draw on the wrist. So right here, we're going to draw a curve going across the arm. Let's add those 2 stripes. So up here, curving down towards the wrist, and then one more below it. And then we'll draw that little pad at the back. So right here, we'll curve, and curving across above the knuckles. And then here, we're going to draw that little curve in behind the body. So right here, we're lining this up, curve this down to right about there. Now we're going to trim this out. Across the top, along the bottom. Then from this point, we're just going to tuck this in underneath the head. Let's go down to the legs. So in the middle here, just down here, we're going to draw a little curve for the lower torso. On the left side, let's draw the inner part of the leg. So from this point, we're going to step over towards the right, so there's a slight overlap. We'll curve down towards the heel. We're going to do the same thing on the right side. So curving down towards the heel. Now we're going to draw on the bottom of the feet. So from the heel to the toe, we're going to draw a curve coming down across the bottom of the foot. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Now from the toe, I just want to curve up to the top of the foot and just bring it back down towards the bottom here. So it's almost like a half circle. Going up and then down. From the hip, we're just going to curve down towards the top of the foot. So curving outwards and then down. Let's do the same thing on the right. So right here, we're going to curve up to the top of the foot and then down towards the heel. So right here, curve up and then down towards the toe. From the hip, just going to curve down towards the top of the foot. Now let's add some detail. So across the toe here, we're going to start at the top and just taper down. So it gets a little bit wider as we come down. Again, starting up here, curve down. At the back of this curve, we're just going to draw a little hook to the back of the leg, going across like that. And then down here, we're just going to draw a curve going in the opposite direction. From the back of the leg down to the toe cap. Let's separate the pants. So right here, right in this corner, we're going to curve up and out towards the hip. On the right, we'll do the same thing, curving out towards the hip. We're going to separate the boots. So up here, from the outside of the leg, we'll curve in towards the inside. We'll do the same on the right. Now we're going to add some stripes in the leg. So from this corner, we're going to curve upwards. We're going to duplicate that. So stepping down, we'll draw another curve. And then down even further, down here, we're going to draw another curve. Let's do the same thing here. So starting from this corner here, we'll curve up to the outside of the leg. We're going to do that twice. And then stepping down even further, down here we'll curve to the outside of the leg. We're going to finish this off with the knee pads. So right about halfway along the leg, we're going to angle to the outside. Now we're going to curve to the outside of the leg here. We're going to trim this out. So along the bottom, we'll just follow that line and then angle up. Do the same thing here. So halfway along this leg, curving down, across the bottom, and then we'll just trim it out along the side and the bottom there. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's the Red Ranger from the Power Rangers movie. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send us a request in the comments below. Let us know who your favorite Ranger is. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.